Chocobo GP. It's a cute little kart racer set across the Final Fantasy universes. It's been getting a lot of slack lately. I've put my fair share of time into this, and I think we could actually have a pretty great kart racer here, especially when it comes to the multiplayer. Albeit there's a few bugs, but overall the game has been butchered by Square Enix, who have overly monetized the game with predatory practices and treat it more like a mobile free-to-play game, rather than a $50 Nintendo Switch game. I want to start with a few things I've really liked with Chocobo GP, before I get into its design and monetization. There's surprisingly cool fan service for Final Fantasy players. We see Terra interacting with her father, Meduine, that's pretty cool. And there's awesome track locations and music remixes. The City of Alexandria has my favourite music remix. And it's a blast from the past revisiting locations like Zozo from Final Fantasy VI, which has never really received much love until now. The core racing is quite fun. It makes use of drifting like Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing, which is really satisfying, and I've been addicted to the online multiplayer in little bursts. I think the Final Fantasy references and remixes really help. But I've also experienced my own fair share of bugs and matchmaking issues as well. I've actually had some bugs where racers can already start their engines and speed ahead before the race even begins. Sometimes the laps don't track and count. I had one race where after a few seconds of starting, it said I had complete all 3 laps and won first place. You can make use of consumable stickers to earn yourself a little bit more experience points, but bugs and matchmaking issues have caused me to completely waste and lose stickers. Square Enix have the balls to sell you more of these stickers, despite how many you'll lose to bugs. Chocobo GP could have done with a little bit more time in the oven before its release, like a lot of games these days sadly. When you launch the game, you'll be bombarded with advertisements. There's one for its paid battle pass, which is where you unlock Cloud and earn currency to also unlock Squall. Both Cloud and Squall were racers in the original Chocobo Racing for the PlayStation 1. Square Enix know their players. Final Fantasy players love Cloud, and after buying a battle pass they'll need to grind hundreds and hundreds of games to then unlock and play as Cloud. Or, you can swipe your cards and buy the premium pass, and that's being dangled in front of you to instantly unlock Cloud. Make no mistake, the game is extremely grindy. The game feels like it's designed to be a free-to-play experience, just to entice you to buy some battle pass skips. Even just the existence of daily login bonuses to keep you returning to the game every day contributes to the experience feeling like a chore. Chocobo GP does not feel like something you've paid $50 for. Genuinely, I would have rather paid $50 for a one-to-one remake of the original Chocobo Racing, maybe with some updated visuals. That'd be so much better than what we've got here. There's quite a few exclusive items like costumes that are only available for purchase from day one alongside the battle pass. You can't straight up buy this content with money directly. You need to trade your cash for the in-game currency, Mithril. Mithril can then be used to buy the battle pass or microtransactions. But because you can only buy Mithril in certain quantities, you'll end up buying more Mithril than you need. And just to double down and exploit you even further, your Mithril expires after 5 months. That's just shameless and should be illegal. And around that topic, the game as a whole is very much aimed at a younger audience. Story mode and the main menu's music is evidence to this. Chocobo GP is designed with these predatory monetization practices to exploit and scam children, or Final Fantasy fans. Square Enix can be pretty mixed at times. They can churn out some excellent games, and not so good games, like the recent Babylon's Fall, universally panned. At the start of this year they announced they're shifting their focus to integrating NFTs into their games. The idea of NFTs in games have been strongly disliked and protested against by the majority of gaming communities, which has led to a lot of games companies backtracking and cancelling their NFT plans. But Square Enix have acknowledged and dismissed this. They've stated they've realised some people play games to have fun, but they're more interested in people who play to contribute. That's as in spending money and grinding games long term. Square Enix are saying they're not designing fun games to be played with anymore. They're designing games to exploit players first. I feel like this shows with Chocobo GP, and it's only going to get even worse with NFTs in the future too, which gives you a little insight into the ever-darkening and exploitative future of the gaming industry. Back to Chocobo GP, I think it's a bit weird to have Cloud and Squall tied to the Season 1 Battle Pass, which is time limited, and it's not always going to be available. Say, once Season 1 has ended, will these characters never be playable for players who pick up the game later down the line? I wouldn't be surprised if they just straight up charge money to unlock these characters in the future after the battle pass ends. Ultimately, if games companies are going to design a game like it's a free-to-play mobile game with heavy monetization and grindy gameplay, then it should be a free-to-play mobile game. Picked up Chocobo GP as a Final Fantasy fan, expecting an innocent and fun kart racer, but the potential for Chocobo GP has been utterly wasted. It makes me sad. Peace for now.